I'm going to talk today about how you let the car sell itself. And this is something that is near and dear to my heart. I like to let the car sell itself. I hate selling. I'm a terrible salesperson. It is exhausting for me to try to execute the sales process of trying to make people buy something they may not want or fully want. So why not let the car do that for you? That's my belief. Now, the way I have my dealership set up now, for the last year, I don't sell any of the cars, and oh my gosh, it's so great because, for the first 7 years of doing this, I sold each and every car, and boy, I got burned out. I mean, just selling is so exhausting. But my favorite deals is when I'm like, hey, how's it going? Check out the vehicle, drive it. Do you want it? Yeah. All right, let's do paperwork. Man, those are my favorite deals. And those are the ones where when you buy the car, it sells itself. All right, so let's jump right into it. The difference between fast and slow selling cars. Now, in our business, in what I do, and ideally in what you do as well, selling should not be the main priority. The main goal is to buy the right car at the right price and properly prepare it and present it. Selling is at worst or at best our third priority. The first priority is to buy cars that, I'll tell you what our dealership is. Actually, I'm going to change this up. So for this course, I'm going to apply it to everybody. Our first goal is to buy cars that we can sell from 2 to 4,000 and inspect as many cars as possible, prepare them, and post them as fast as possible. So what does that mean? That means my goal is to buy as many nice cars that I can sell between 2 to 4,000 as possible. And then my sales manager's main job and main priority is to coordinate the inspection of each vehicle, prepare them as fast as possible for sale, and then post them as fast as possible. Now we know between those two parts, I know that if I buy as many as I can from that price range that are nice, and my sales manager knows that if he gets them posted as fast as possible, then we are going to sell 50 to 60 cars a month. That is a foregone conclusion. I mean, of course, we have to post them on website, Facebook, Craigslist, all that. But I know that if I'm providing the best cars at the price from 2 to 4,000 and they're posted as fast as possible, then, we're good. This isn't even selling. This is probably more like taking a fast food order than selling because people want what you have. Just don't screw it up. That's all you got to do. When people roll through McDonald's, there's no sales process. They're not like, hey, can I show you this burger and fries, in case you want it? No, you order it. They take the order, and they might say, hey, would you like fries with that or something? I don't know. That's all we're doing. I have my business down to a process to where I could hire just about anybody that can talk to a human being, and we would not have any decrease in results. Because remember, people want what you have, and more people want it than can buy it. Because we are providing more value than what the customer's money is worth. So we're selling cars that are worth $4,000 for $2,500. That's an easy sell. Now the only variable is a mix of price, features, and mileage. Now as long as it's better than the market, this deal is too good for a customer to pass up. So let's say for $3,000, it's got leather and a sunroof, and the mileage is 120,000 miles. Well, I'm telling you, that car is going to sell pretty quick. Now, for $4,000, you can't have a car that's $4,000 with no features and 200,000 miles unless it's like a 4x4 crew cab truck. So you're going to know that based on looking at your market. Now, if that same car that for $4,000 has 200,000 miles, no features, if it's $2,000 instead, well, hey, that might be the nicest deal for $2,000. So you just got to know where to price it. If you go to price a car and you've been doing this for a while, and if it's uncomfortably low, then you're probably on the right track. If you start thinking, oh man, I can get way more than that, you're probably getting pretty close to the right track. I know for me, I look at a lot of cars, and when my sales manager, he was really bad about this when he first started. He was like, "Hey, you think we should sell this for 5,000?" I'm like, "No, put it for 3,500 bucks." He's like, "Why? We can get 5,000 out of it." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're on the right track, but it's 3,500 bucks. We paid 25, we're selling it for 35." And he's like, "All right, you're the boss." I'm like, "Yes, I am. Post it for 35." Now, as long as it meets your goals, which is, my goal is to make $1,000 on the car, so we sold it for 35 and it was gone quick. Now, if you're selling a car, you're not meeting your profit goals, and you probably paid too much. Now, when people start, after you post a vehicle on Craigslist, Facebook, what have you, remember, I've said this so many times, when you post a vehicle, you better have 15 to 20 pictures. You better have a good description with all the information of the vehicle. It better be clean, presentable, all the wheels match, all the hubcaps match, a good looking car. Put some effort into this. If you're not putting effort into it, you don't deserve to be doing this. Something as simple as taking 20 pictures and writing a good description takes minimal extra effort, but very few people do it. So do it. Now, when people start messaging you and calling you and texting you, be ready to answer all questions, but every single interaction with the person needs to include a call to action. This is something that changed our business when I implemented it as a standard policy. I told them, every single time you interact with a human being, whether it's on the phone, text, in person, whatever, what have you, you must have a call to action, which is, are you wanting to come see it? When are you wanting to come see it? And if they say yes, say, okay, when are you available? Just those two things alone is going to move a person from, hey, I'm calling 5 or 10 people about cars to think about it, but now you're asking them to come see it. They are moving from thinking to action. And if you don't move from thinking to action, nothing's going to happen. Now, when they actually look at the vehicle in person, your question should be, what do you think? And they'll tell you. They'll say, oh, well, it's nice. It drives okay. The miles are decent. It's one of the better cars we found. And then you say, do you think it'll work for you? Remember, I didn't say, do you want to buy it? Do you want to buy it, huh? Do you want to buy it? How about this? You want to buy my car? No. Just say, hey, do you think it'll work for you? And they'll say, whatever. A really weird concept that I had trouble conveying in this course is using soft words. And that's something that is non-threatening, but it still is low-key pressure. Applying low-key pressure and pushing people to action. And these are words like how, wanting, think. These are soft words that people, they're non-threatening and they're soft sounds. So you want to avoid harsh words, which is like buy, do, can. You see how those are short, disrupting, they're pressure inducing? Let's take the same sentence with different words. Do you think it'll work for you? Versus, do you want to buy it? You see the difference? When people hear, do you want to buy it, they think they're being sold to, and they have instant walls and defenses. If you're like, hey, do you think it'll work for you? They're like, yeah, I think it could work for me. Or if you're saying, are you wanting to come see it? They're like, yeah, I am. I want to come see it. Versus, when do you want to see it? Or, can you make it today? It's just that hard consonant sound, like how, wanting, think, versus buy, do, can. I know it sounds like freaking Rosetta Stone here, but hey, I promise you, I am not kidding. When I implemented this, it made a big difference because it made the entire conversation flow a lot smoother. People went from, kind of throwing up their defenses to being a little more laid back when it came time to close the deal. But for me, I also, when I say the soft words, I feel a lot more personable. But when you're using like, do you want to buy it? You feel a shift in your mentality to like almost predator-like. But you're there to help them. You're there to say, hey, I want to find you the best deal possible. Do you think this will work for you? I know it's the best deal possible. So you can make fun of me all you want for that little tidbit, but I promise it works.